Hello, and today we're going to be learning about tweening. So yet again we're going to use ActionScript 2. Now I want to take a little bit of time just to explain about this. This is called the timeline. We have different layers here. If you double click on the name, we're going to change this to balls. Actually, we're going to double change that, and we're actually going to change it to balls 1. Ball 1. Now on the keyframe, now remember a keyframe is where something will change each time. That's what a keyframe is. You're saying I want something to change here. So I'm going to go onto the shape tool, which is here. Hold it down. When you see that little bit, and you can see it on some of the others, if you hold it down it means there is other stuff in there. So we're going to go to the oval tool. And I am just going to make it a nice shade of pink because I like pink and I'm not going to have an overline. And I'm just going to draw a circle. Now always go back please to the selection tool when you want to move things across. It makes it a lot easier and things won't jump around and go crazy. So I'm going to click on it. I'm just going to go like that. So that is one of my balls. Now on the frame of ball 1, frame 15, I'm going to right click and insert a keyframe. Now in this keyframe I'm actually going to move this over here. And then on frame 30, right click, insert keyframe, and then on that keyframe I'm going to move it across and we'll have this kind of dotted effect. Now remember a keyframe will change something, but you can do something called tweening which will try and fill in the gaps in between. It will be the quickest one it can. Do that. I'm just going to right click in between the two keyframes, so show that again, right click and create a classic tween. Now you can see it's filling in the gaps, and then right click, create a classic tween, and that will go through. So now if I press enter, boom boom. So that is one ball, but I actually want multiple balls going at the same time. So I'm going to lock this layer by just clicking that little dot there. Show you again. Now this means that I can't actually change this, I can't drag it around, which is really useful when you're doing multiple layers. And I'm going to create a new layer by clicking on this little icon down here. And I'm going to click on the first layer. This new layer on the first frame. And I'm going to create another ball. I'm going to make it purple. And I'm going to have it from the other side. Now the exact same process will happen. I'm going to right click, insert keyframe, right click, insert keyframe, same place. Use the selection tool, and on each keyframe I am just going to move it across. And again, right click, create classic tween, right click, create classic tween. And now I'm just going to press enter on my keyboard. I have them going. Now if I want them to be in a different order, I'm just going to rename this one. All I do is click on the corner bit here and drag it down. And there we go. That is multiple layers of different balls. Now this isn't the only type of tweening you can do. And I would ask you to stop and pause here now and try this before you do this next bit. So please pause. Okay, I'm going to assume you've done that and we're going to restart. So I'm going to lock that layer again, create a new one, and I'm going to call this shape change. Now what we're going to do is a shape tween. So I'm going to create another ball. This time I'm going to make it off yellow and put it right there. Then I'm going to insert on frame 15, insert keyframe. And I'm actually just going to press delete on my keyboard, and I'm going to delete that shape, and I'm going to create a rectangle. I'm going to do it a different colour. There. And I'm going to insert keyframe, delete that rectangle by just pressing delete on the keyboard, and create a different shape and a different colour. I'm just going to move that here. Very odd. Now in between, I'm going to right click and create shape tween. Right click and create shape tween. Now what this does is it'll actually change them. Now this will only happen with shapes that you draw or paints that the paint tool. It will do this as well. It won't do this for images, etc., unless you break them down, but we can go through that with you if you want to do that. Okay, so in